So today I got back from Betamore, and we listened to a presentation by the co-founder Mike Brenner. So I got his card, and it seemed to go pretty well. The first thing I noticed about the space was that it was very well designed, and it had a lot of right brain focus, I guess, which is what we're learning in class. But it was interesting because the focus and the point of the entire space was for left brain activities, specifically app design, and they had textbooks of data structures and assembly language and C++ and HTML, CSS, all that stuff. So it was interesting to see that contrast. Mike Brenner was very cool. He's a lot younger than a lot of entrepreneurs, I think. And he went around the room and asked us about our startup ideas. So one piece of advice he gave me was to look up Direct Dimension, which is a company that also does 3D scanning. And I'm interested in 3D scanning. I have a 3D printer and a 3D scanner, and I'm working on getting a business started with that. He offered to connect me to the CEO of that company, so I'm going to email him later, probably tomorrow morning, to secure that connection. He went over one idea that I took away was that an important part of business is to start with the consumers that you have available right at that moment, and not try to push your sales and wait for them to be the perfect moment, I guess is the idea he was trying to get across. He focused on the advantages that small businesses have in being small. He said that a lot of times you can get customers just by going next door and knocking on the door, versus very big companies have to invest in very expensive marketing techniques like putting ads on Google and things like that, which are not nearly as effective as walking into a business or talking to someone in person and selling the product that way. So I think that particular piece of advice is very helpful for my circumstance right now. My business idea is adapting the Life Touch. There's a company called Life Touch, and they take pictures of elementary, middle school, high school students, and the parents then buy packages of these picture printouts. And my idea is to use my 3D scanning and 3D printing expertise combined with my chemical engineering background, knowing the surface chemistry of plastics, to print busts of the kids that look like marble or bronze, kind of like you might see on a piano. You might see a bronze bust of Mozart or Beethoven or something. So right now, though, I've been trying to get the price point down. Right now, each product is around $150, and I've been pushing off several customers who have actually come to me and said, well, hey, can you do this for me? I'll give you this much, because the prices they're offering now isn't enough to justify my time spent on it. And I've been struggling with how to make this idea something that can be more manageable if I have more orders. And I've been postponing taking any orders so far. And I think that may be a mistake, because I think I'd learn a lot by taking at least 1 or 2 orders and going through that process with a customer to see what kind of questions they have and what kinds of concerns they have and what level of quality that they're expecting. And I don't know, maybe working with a customer may give me some insights into how I can adapt my product to be more robust for a bigger market. So I guess that's one of the points that I took away from that particular comment Mike Brenner made. Let's see. He also went over the importance of hackathons. And hackathons are instances where a lot of aspiring entrepreneurs come together and they put ideas on a whiteboard, and then everybody gravitates toward one idea or another. And teams develop from that, and then they compete throughout the whole weekend. They work really hard and come up with a prototype or some kind of business plan or something, and then they present at the end of the weekend to a panel of judges. And the best idea wins, and sometimes those ideas end up becoming real products and real businesses. And I've never done one before. I've attended conferences where they've had hackathons, but they were always I went to NI Week and they had a hackathon there, and I assumed it was just for software development because that's what that one was. But I didn't know that they had them for entrepreneurs and startup businesses. So I may be going back to Betamore or looking for similar venues to try that out. And let's see, he mentioned accelerators or several. I need to look up these things because I don't know what they are yet. But Accelerate Baltimore, which he said is friendly to female entrepreneurs, and Dream It, which is another accelerator. And I'm not quite sure what they do differently than incubator companies, but it's something to look up. And he also mentioned that it would be good to look up how to start a startup videos from Stanford. And producthunt.com was another thing he mentioned. So I have a list of key terms, but I think it'll require some Googling to take full use. So, conclusion, I'm going to email him tomorrow, and it was a great experience.